Let's make some ice cream cakes and get to know more about each other. I was honestly pretty excited when Jasmine asked me to make some cakes with her because it's been a very long time since I got to bake so many ice cream cakes. And she had 28 cakes for us to decorate because Mother's Day is coming up, so we got to cram and get as much done as we can. But as we started talking, Jasmine started to let me know that she's been watching my videos a little bit here and there because she heard about me because we've worked at the same place and we both decorate cakes. But in reality, she doesn't know much about me. And then I started thinking a lot of you have kind of been in the same shoes and you probably don't know much of my journey, especially because I'm new here on YouTube. So hi, I'm Dylan LeMay. I'm 24 years old. I'll be 25 on September 3rd, and I've worked at an ice cream place for almost 10 years. I've started working here when I was just 15 years old on February 8th of 2012. And man, has it been a crazy ride since then. If you think about it, I wasn't even able to legally drive a car by myself when I started working here. That's how long this has been. I started off as just a little kid that learned how to decorate some cakes. I never in a million years could have dreamed that it would turn into all of this. And I wish I could go back a million times over and just tell that little kid that it was going to be all right and he was going to make it to this point today. But as we all know, that is not possible. I can't go back and talk to myself, but I can talk to you right now. You're online watching me right now and I'm able to talk to you. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that your whole life is going to be all right and it's going to be okay, because I don't know that and you don't know that. But the thing is, I will tell you that the thing that I've learned from the last 24 years of my life is that no matter what happens to you, you have an opportunity to grow and learn from it. And each little thing that you learn and grow from adds up to be a much bigger thing, and it creates the person that you are today. I know that I've been through so many little things throughout my life that has built me and grown me and polished me into the person that I am today. And I know that I would not be able to be here talking to you through my phone if it weren't for all of those crazy things that have gone on. Here's the important part. I am not special. I am just like you. Everyone has a story. Everyone has these things that have gone on in their life to build them into the person that they are as well. And so the best way that you can relate to people is by understanding that simple principle. So before you go and judge somebody for whatever reason, just think through that there's things that have happened to them that have brought them to the point that they're at right now. And that could happen to you too. So always have just understanding and kindness and just ask good questions. Figure out how somebody got there. You can always learn a lesson from someone else's life experience as well. So how did Dylan LeMay, this ice cream guy on the internet, get to the point where he can talk to you? Well, what happened is when I was just a little kid, I started working at this ice cream place. I learned how to decorate cakes and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so much fun, but I was so nervous, as you might have saw in my first video that went viral, is that I was just so nervous that I screwed up so many things that I ended up actually getting fired at one point for not showing up to a shift. But I didn't give up because I really enjoyed this job, and so I wanted to make it work. So I took a couple months off and then I went and got a job at a different location so that I could have fun there. And that's where I met these two awesome managers named Whitney and Brittany. They're two identical twin sisters and they were awesome. They actually brought me in and really trained me and helped me become even better at the job that I absolutely loved. You think me working there for almost 10 years is crazy? These girls have almost doubled that. That's how dedicated they are. Before working at that location, I pretty much just made cakes. I didn't really help customers a whole lot. And so that actually shifted with this location. Whitney and Brittany brought me in. I didn't make as many cakes anymore, but I helped a lot of customers, which was fun because we had an awesome crew and a great staff and we were so busy all the time, but we made it so much fun. But then everything changed when I graduated high school, and then it was time for me to move. And I was trying to figure out where to go to school, and I was kind of overwhelmed with the decision. And so then I thought maybe I'll just go to the same school that my brother went to, and it's just Little Bible College in Missouri. And I was like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. So of course, the workaholic that I am, I had to make sure I had a job before I got down there. So I looked it up online, and there was an ice cream place that I've worked at in the town. So I was like, all right, I'm going to call them and I'm going to see if I can get a job there. So I call them up, and then my old manager, Victoria, answers the phone, and she was like, hi, how can I help you? This is blah, blah. And I was like, hey, I'm about to move down here and I'm looking for a job. I have 2 years of experience. I can also decorate cakes. And she goes, oh my gosh, you just saved my life. And I'm like, what do you mean? What? And she's like, oh my gosh, my cake decorator just quit 2 days ago and I've been freaking out trying to figure out what I was going to do. When can you start? And I was like, well, I'm still in Michigan. Like, I'm not going to be down there until the fall. And she's like, it's okay. I can make it work for the next 2 months. When can you start? And so then we set things up, and I came down to visit the next month. And when I walked into the store, I was like, hi. And she's like, hi. And I was like, I'm Dylan. She's like, okay, cool. I need you to come back and fill out your paperwork. I was like, no, wait, what? And she's like, I was like, I thought I was going to get like an interview or something. And she goes, no, I just want to make sure we're in a weirdo. And clearly you're not a weirdo. So we're good. We're all good. You got the job, which I still think is hilarious because she never actually saw me decorate a cake. So I may have been terrible and I just knew how to do it, but she still let me come in, and it ended up working out. The job was a huge blessing and honestly an answer to prayer, because I got to come in and make my own schedule. As long as all my cakes were done, then I was doing great. Or so I thought, until one of my friends from church came in and said, oh, hey, is Dylan working? Do you know Dylan? And one of the employees said, oh, you mean the guy I have to clean up after all the time? And so when I found that out, I ended up realizing that all of my coworkers didn't like me, and they thought that I was just messy and I made a bunch of messes and they all had to clean them up. That's just the hard part about switching locations, is you don't understand the culture of the employees that already work there. And so you come in with a different culture of how to work at a place, and it's sometimes a disconnect, and most people won't actually tell you what you're doing wrong to your face. They just talk about you behind your back. So how are you supposed to change and do better if no one tells you? So for a few weeks, I just went to work every day, and I just kind of kept my head down, stayed to myself, and just got my stuff done and left. And I just didn't talk to anyone because I didn't realize that that's kind of how they all felt besides the manager, because I was really helping her out. We had a great time together, but everyone else just didn't like me. And then the job that I really loved just kind of wasn't as fun anymore, and it was kind of falling apart, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I kind of wanted to quit. When all your coworkers treat you in a different way, it kind of feels odd. And I tried to fix the things that I found out I was doing wrong. At the time, our location was really slow. We'd only have one person work in the morning and one person at night, and then someone would come and do cakes, which was me. Well, when you do cakes, a lot of stuff does get on the floor, and you also create a lot of dishes. Well, I wouldn't ever sweep the floor because I never thought about that, because I didn't have to do it at my old location. And then I definitely never did the dishes because they weren't doing anything. They just got to sit there all day because their stuff would be done because we weren't busy. We'd only have one person work in the morning, one person at night. And they'd get upset that I didn't wash my dishes, which I expected them to do because they are also working, but they were reading books instead. So I don't know, it's just weird to me. But I stuck it out, and eventually things did get better. Those people quit, we hired new people in, and things just grew and changed with me. Progressively throughout the years that I worked there were more and more challenges, but by my junior year, I became the cake manager, and I had a whole group of people that were helping me with cakes, and the store just kept getting busier and busier. By my senior year, I was pretty much helping manage the store, and then once I graduated, I became the store manager, which was such a fun time. Because you have to go through and kind of redo everything. You have to go back to the basics and make sure everything is running well in the way that you want it, and you have to hire new people, and the transition is always crazy, but it's fun. I managed the store for 2 years after I graduate. It's a ton of fun. I'm loving it. But slowly, I start to be hard on myself that I'm still working at an ice cream place. I have a college degree. What am I doing with my life? My friends here are having real jobs, and I'm just an ice cream guy. Some months I'd be having the best time ever, and other months I would just be in such a low place, and I just wouldn't be doing well. I think a lot of it was also due to the fact that work was my life. That was all I did. My family lived so far away from me, so I pretty much just buried myself in work, just keep myself busy. Then through one of the worst seasons of it all, pandemic hits, and I lose all my employees, and I pretty much have to start over from scratch. But as that happens, there's a 2-week period where everything is so slow that I make a couple videos on the internet and they do really well. Next thing you know, I'm making viral TikTok after viral TikTok after viral TikTok, and it starts to change my life and my perspective on where I'm at. It was such a great reminder that God had me in the place that he had me for a reason. I did love my job, and I needed to stop comparing myself to other people and what I didn't have and what I thought I should have. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my journey and getting to hear about what has led me to this moment to be able to talk to you through my phone. But I just want to thank you so much for making it to the end. And if you want to hear more about me, you can always just loop this video because it's going to start all over again. So